Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Legend and Molly coming at you from Atlanta, Georgia. And we're going to go to a game at SunTrust Park. So we're going to show you all around the stadium, all the food, the drinks, anything we find fun. We're going to show you at the stadium. Let's go inside, check things out. So let's take a walk around the area outside the ballpark. And it's really, really nice. There's a taco truck kind of thing. Tacos came out super quick next to this Mexican restaurant. Now, my favorite thing I've found so far is this beer stand right here next to Goldberg's, as they have $2, $4, and $6 beers. Like, what a great deal is that? Right outside a ballpark, drinking a $2 beer? That's amazing. And this whole area out here, this promenade area, it's an open container, so you can take your beer and wander around. You've got whatever Goldberg's breakfast, lunch, dinner is. More to that Mexican restaurant. This area is really nice. You can tell everything is very, very new. Obviously, I imagine most of this must have opened with the ballpark last year. Crossing the street here to show you off the rest of the establishments. And then there's a Yard House. Love Yard House. Probably not something I'm going to go to here because we have one right near our house in Orlando next to the big Ferris wheel. There's a Yard House. You got a Peroni beer stand.
I do love all the beer stands.
I know, there's beer stands everywhere. Now, Molly, you said this over here. It's a famous like Atlanta pizza chain, right?
Yeah, it's a famous chain.
A famous chain, Antico Pizza. I have not personally heard of it, but you want to get some pizza before the game? We're going to keep moving on. It looks like there's some sort of entertainment over here. You got a first and third hot dog and sausage shack right in front of us over there.
Paintbrush.
And it looks like the paintbrush is dancing to a drum line. Alright. A whiskey bar. And we got to go over here to check out this paintbrush action. Also right over there, Caribbean Tap Room, and then there's even more bars over that way. There's this cool area out in front of the stadium. You've got a fountain for kids to get wet in the Atlanta heat, and then like a rolling Jumbotron on this Braves logo. So there is Blooper, one of the Braves mascots, and he's this weird alien type creature with no mouth. Very interesting. So another awesome thing out here in the plaza, this is where they record like their pre and post game shows. So if you're a fan of the Braves and you want to go see those guys, they probably yell at them. You can do that here. This is something. So these are the views from our seats. We're up here at 431, row 1. The stadium is really pretty, feels very, very modern. We bought these on StubHub, and we're big StubHub people. We got these on StubHub right before the game for like less than $20 for 2 of them. After all the StubHub fees, the stadium's really nice. I like the view you get. Like those rooms at the Omni Hotel over there, those would be amazing. I do like the giant Chick-fil-A cow in right field. Overall, it's a very nice place to watch a ball game. So I love this in right field. They have a twirling Atlanta Braves logo with LEDs on the A and on the post that holds it up. And like it changes to different patterns throughout the game. Really, really cool. So right behind home plate on the first floor is sort of a Braves history museum kind of area. It's very nice, very well done. Takes you through the history of the team, retired numbers, all that kind of stuff. Let me show you some highlights. This is a really cool exhibit here. It shows off all of the different players that have won MVP awards, Cy Young awards, Silver Sluggers, Gold Gloves, or Rookie of the Year while playing for the Braves. They have a beautiful display for how they do their retired numbers. It's back here, sort of a brick wall next to a fountain. And then, of course, in the center of it all is arguably the most, even without argument, the most famous Brave of all time. You've got Hank Aaron here in statue form, next to a waterfall. And then behind him is, of course, when you think of Hank Aaron, the thing that comes to mind is 755, and they had that made out of baseball bats. Like, this is a really, really neat area, so definitely try and spend some time over here in the Braves Museum area behind home plate, floor 1. Another awesome exhibit here in the museum area is about the Braves in Cooperstown with bats and gloves that represent more than 50 players that have been inducted in the Hall of Fame that were Braves at one time. So you guys, Cy Young, Babe Ruth, and it just goes and goes and goes. Like a really cool area over here. So you see different like game used props, but I love this. It's an autographed bottle of champagne from the celebration after they won the World Series in '95. So in center field is Hope and Will's Sandlot area, which is kind of an interactive games area. You've got a batting cage, you've got a climbing tower, and these are all upcharge attractions. I'm sure they cost a couple of bucks. I didn't exactly look at how much they cost. That one's on me. But then they've got other stuff like they've got a zip line. I mean, that looks like a ton of fun. Who would not want a zip line? Let's wait and see somebody zip line down. They're hooking them up now. They're getting ready to zip. Almost. Wait for it. Wait for it. All right, I think they're getting ready to go. Maybe, I hope so. I do love the thing in it. A very pretty thing to zip line have too. Here in dead center field. I'm pretty sure I probably talked to this company, Appa, that makes one of these. And there they go. There you go. Also is a strike zone where you can throw a pitch to a computer player. Oh my gosh, and it keeps going, guys. They've got midway games. It's okay. Midway games. I love midway games. You play midway games like this one where you shoot balls at lights and race other people. You can play whack-a-mole. I had no idea all these midway games are out here, and I've grown a new appreciation for this ballpark. Oh man, not only that, you've got water gun race games. It's so much fun. Anyway, if you got kids, center field's probably a place you want to go. So when the Braves hit a home run or win a game like they just did, they set off fireworks in left field. One important thing to remember when you come to see the Braves play here at SunTrust Park, the parking situation is difficult. There's no big lot right by the stadium. There's a whole bunch of really small lots. So definitely Google Maps and try to find your way around. We've seen everything from $10 parking to $40 parking, tons of like permit-only parking. We parked in lot 29, which is kind of like the tailgate lot. And this was, I believe, 20 bucks?
20 bucks.
20 bucks. So definitely do some Google searching as
10-minute walk.
10-minute walk to get over there. And there's a whole bunch of different lots. So definitely Google that before you come over here. So right by our seats up in the third deck is the 1871 grill. And I figured it would be on the third floor. They wouldn't have any neat or unique snacks here. I was wrong, because we just ordered brisket tachos, smoked brisket, tater tots, chocolate cheese. They also do sour cream and peppers. I don't like sour cream and peppers, so we got it without. And look at that. That's a healthy meal right there. We'll tell you how to taste it a little bit. So I love these tachos, guys. The portion is huge. Like, it's really heavy to pick up. The brisket tasty. The tater tots are always amazing. The cheese is plentiful. Thumbs up. Even at $11. Some more really cool snacks in 417 behind home plate on the third level. Nashville hot chicken, fresh cut loaded fries, the Spectator, a jumbo potato stuffed with jalapeno cheddar sausage, wrapped in bacon, topped with that. I'm not even sure what that could be. So I like this. Right behind home plate on the first level is a custom jersey and hat store. So if you want to get a custom Braves jersey, but I just love that they have the big laundromat kind of thing going around. These guys are mesmerizing. In the first floor in dead center field is the center field market, which is essentially like a mini mart just at the ballpark. So you go in and you kind of just buy whatever you want, whether that be Coors Light beer, get a whole bunch of different beers over there, salads, snacks. It's essentially just like you went to a 7-Eleven. Also, the lines in here would be a lot less, and they probably have a better beer selection than most places. Crispin hard cider, a giant Soul beer. Look, it says that Soul beer. Red Bridge, if you're a gluten-free person, they got a gluten-free beer for you. By the left field foul pole, you can find the glove experience, where I believe for almost no cost, you just got to put a deposit down, you could rent a glove to try and catch home runs and foul balls during the game. Also, it's right next to a frozen drink stand. First floor beyond center field is a little alley area which has really pretty popcorn lighting. Also taco factory, so if you're in the mood for some tacos, go over here. On the second level in right field is the Coors Light top of the shop, and we weren't going to stop and get a drink. Then I saw a frozen drink machine, and it was really hot, so I'm like, what's in the frozen drink machine? Strawberry margarita? I'm like, give me one of those. Turns out it was $13, but look at this souvenir cup. It's so cool. Now the Braves are on my team, so I have no need for the souvenir cup. But I mean, that's an awesome, the souvenir cup game's strong. So right behind home plate is the world famous Waffle House hash brown stand. Now I love Waffle House hash browns. They've got different things like a cheesesteak hash brown bowl, grilled chicken hash brown melt. I just went to your traditional hash browns. We're gonna get cheese and ham on there. They don't give you the traditional wonderful, like, do you want it smothered and covered or whatever kind of nonsense it normally is at Waffle House. It's also probably way cleaner than your normal Waffle House. But our Waffle House meal is coming. And that's not all, but the Waffle House, it also has Atlanta Braves Waffle House hats.
I feel like I'm in junior high again.
Or if you're trashed at 4 in the morning.
That's true.
So guys, this is what it looks like. $6 for all this is not bad at all. Kind of an awkward ballpark food, but it's probably delicious.
It's Atlanta.
It's Atlanta. It doesn't matter, Molly. We have we have Waffle House in Orlando. It's still delicious.
No, but it's Atlanta.
I guess this is going to make a difference. I guess we don't have Braves hats. But I mean, for a ballpark value, $6 for that, good deal. On the third deck in left field is the Coca-Cola corner, which is kind of a photo spot and grassy area. So a couple different things. You get some very expensive draft beer. Draft beer is $12 out here. And then they got Astros here. They do have a great view of the ballpark, which I'm taking directly into the sun, so it's not that great of a view. They also have this great photo op with a giant chair. So if you're coming here for picture purposes, that would be good. Take a picture next to some Braves 6-pack of sodas. A couple other things, some Coke shenanigans going on over here. A giant Braves baseball. And what is referred to as the ultimate selfie spot. So I'm sure it was looking right in the sun, but you get what they're going for. If you thought Chick-fil-A at Cedar Point was overpriced, come here to the stadium and get a sandwich for $7. In right field on floor 1 is the Chop House, giant bar. Like if you want a good drink, this is probably where you want to go for like a good liquor drink. And then they also have Shuffle Puck. Near the right field foul pole line is the Braves Clubhouse store, which is the place to go if you want Braves stuff. So the Clubhouse store is gigantic. Also, it's the only place in the ballpark we found that has air conditioning, so that's a nice way to beat the Atlanta heat is come in here, shop for a little bit, or pretend like you're shopping to get out of the heat. If you really like Blooper, the ridiculous mascot, you could get his jersey if you lost a bet to your friends. Or you could buy lottery tickets at a vending machine. It's the second baseball stadium we've been to this year that has a lottery ticket vending machine. They've got a whole really cool retro section dedicated to like Hank Aaron merchandise over here. And it's also one of the places you can get your styrofoam tomahawks if you're a little kid. So far, my favorite thing we've seen in the team store, Blooper, the pennant. So do you know what's more terrifying than the Braves' new weird mascot? The Braves' new weird mascot in hand puppet form that you could buy in the shop. Molly, how much is this hand puppet?
$15.
$15? Give your kids or dogs nightmares for a long time. Guys, check out down here in the rich people section. All their seats have like TVs. These are people that did not pay like $9 on StubHub to come to the game like we did. In section 151 near center field is the Terrapin Tap Room, a big bar. You have to go security to get in and out, scan your tickets and that kind of thing. But if you want a full-service bar, drink some good Terrapin beer, they've got a big bar. Also, if you don't want to wait in line and leave the ballpark, they do have some taps outside, so you get your hands on a hop executioner and things like that. Oh man, passion orange guava IPA. Well, that's gonna happen. So we ordered that Pod Juice IPA, and then we saw this, the Chops Executioner, which is made only for the ballpark here.
Thank you.
And it's an IPA aged on baseball bat chips. So we had to try that. And look at its little tap. Look at its little tap. That's so adorable. All right, Molly, give it a taste. So on the third deck, beyond home plate, you actually have a really cool view. It's not like a city view, but it's kind of a suburbs and the lowly mountains of Georgia view. If you go all the way down on the first base side in left field, and in right field, you get to, on the third floor, you get to a real Waffle House that actually serves waffles. So if you want a chocolate chip waffle for some reason, $6. Also up here, they've got like a private area. I'm guessing you could probably rent this out with the big screens, those guys. And then over here's a really neat family area. So if you have little kids that might get bored during a non-inning baseball game, you can take them out here in right field, third floor, play some foosball or some ping pong or some cornhole, watch the game on the screen. Like, it's a really nice area out here, especially for like pregame. Right behind home plate on the first floor is also Braves Authentics from the game. So if you want to game use stuff, if you have tons of money, and there's also this interesting sign here, where if you want to buy a game use ball from today's game, you can get one inside. Well, I'm probably not one to pay $10 for a mixed drink in a ball game. They do have an awesome Svedka bar over here by the right field foul pole line in floor 1. So I don't know what this thing is, but behind home plate on the third floor is this giant bench, which feels like an air conditioner, and it feels amazing to come and stand underneath. Yes, wonderful. So Molly's favorite part of the old Braves Stadium, and you can see her cheering along here, is in the middle of the fourth inning, the Home Depot tool race, and Hank Hammer being her favorite character. The blue paint bucket. And this is pretty adorable. Screwdriver has a hell of a costume. Now the race itself, it starts over there, and they're up by the third base dugout. Oh, and Hank Hammer just clotheslined Screwdriver Timmy. Paint bucket is way in ahead. That's a long way to run, even if you're not wearing a costume. And for her first Braves game in years, her favorite character just won the tool race. Guys, hope you enjoyed that tour and our time here at SunTrust Park. I had a good time. Some of my favorite things, like this is the newest ballpark in Major League Baseball, and it felt very, very modern. Everything felt new, everything felt clean, everything felt shiny. I'm assuming all seats in the ballpark are probably pretty good seats. And my other highlight, I loved the bar and dining area outside the ballpark. That's a really, really fun pregame environment, and definitely would want to come down here a couple hours before the game to have some drinks. Molly, now you grew up as a Braves fan, coming to Atlanta all the time. What do you think of the new ballpark?
I really think it's really good. The outside part is amazing, with the drinks and the food, and you can hang out there a couple hours before the ballpark without even going into the ballparks. And I do think it's a little small though, and you don't get the views that you used to get with Turner Field. But I love the modernness and I love the outdoor part.
Yeah. For me, a couple things I would like to see. I would like to see more draft beer in the park. Most of the beer stands have canned beer. I'm a draft beer guy. And I would have also liked to see more like signature food items. it was a lot of like hot dogs and fries and stuff like that.
But Turner Field never was popular with that. Never.
No. And I love that it felt very, like, from a guy that does not live in the Atlanta, Georgia area, it felt very Atlanta, Georgia, with Waffle House and Chick-fil-A and Terrapin and stuff like that. So that was cool. Thank you guys for watching. See y'all next time. It's time to fight the traffic and drive home. So Molly wanted to go to this famous diner that she gets giant cakes from, which drove us past the Big Chicken KFC, which is a giant, it's just a KFC with this giant chicken whose mouth moves. The Big Chicken, the Big Chicken's wonderful.